Greetings and welcome to the Astronomy Picture of the Day podcast. Today's picture for January 3rd of 2025 is titled Eclipse Pair. So what do we see here? Well, here we see an image that has two combined eclipses on it. So these are two eclipses that occurred on separate days. In fact, one on September 18th on the left and on the right on October the 2nd. Now eclipses occur when the Earth, Moon and Sun are all lined up. And this doesn't occur every single month. And that's because the moon's orbit is tilted relative to the plane of the Earth and Sun. So that means many times the moon is either too far above the sun or too far below the sun for a solar eclipse, or too far above or below the Earth's shadow for a lunar eclipse. So that's what happens most of the time. But there are eclipse seasons twice a year when everything is lined up, when the moon's plane crosses the Earth Sun plane, and therefore we can have eclipses. And this lasts about a little over a month, in fact 34 days. So that is that region, that those 34-day periods, about 6 months apart, are when eclipses can occur. Now a solar eclipse will occur when the moon is new, and a lunar eclipse occurs when the moon is full. So those two are about 14 days apart. And that means you can get two eclipses within that 34-day period. And this is one situation where this has happened. Now, generally, when that happens, one is very early or very late in the eclipse season and will not be as prominent of an eclipse. And that's what we see on the left hand side. That's a partial lunar eclipse. So we see a number of images of the moon there. And you can see the portion in the middle where they were passing through Earth's shadow. And you can actually see the curved nature of Earth's shadow, showing that Earth is indeed a sphere. Now, on the right hand side, 2 weeks later, the moon passed in front of the sun. So in that time, it went from being a full phase to a new phase, and therefore it was lined up with the sun. And since everything was still all lined up, it passed directly in front of the sun, giving us an eclipse. Now this was not what we call a total eclipse. A total eclipse, the moon will completely block out the sun. This is what is known as an annular eclipse. And an annular eclipse refers to the ring or annulus that occurs when the moon is directly in front of the sun, but does not appear quite large enough in the sky to block it out. So you see that in the central image there, the moon is completely lined up with the sun, but there's still a ring around the entire limb of the moon of the actual surface of our sun. So eclipses often come in pairs like this. And this is a set of two from 2024. And we have them coming up again in a few months. We will have a total lunar eclipse on March the 14th. And then a couple of weeks later on March the 29th will be a partial solar eclipse. Now a lunar eclipse is visible from anywhere the moon happens to be above the horizon on Earth. So half the Earth or more will get to see the lunar eclipse. A solar eclipse, you have to be in the right positioning to be able to see it. So it will occur only over very specific parts of the Earth where the moon's shadow touches the Earth, causing the sun to be eclipsed. So that was our picture of the day for January 3rd of 2025. It was titled Eclipse Pair. We'll be back again tomorrow for the next picture. So until then, have a great day, everyone. And I will see you in class.